kind of I am such an audio nut that like I do notice when things like it bugs me, even though it shouldn't, but it bugs me when being an audience member, they don't mix a particular sound that, like, at least as far as where you are, where the camera is set up, what you're seeing on the screen, and then something is happening behind you. The sound should be behind me if somebody's talking or whatever, but they just have the dialogue coming out of the front, left, and right. That kind of stuff bothers me because I want it to sound like I am literally in the middle of this conversation between two people, because you can't see the person behind on the screen. So that kind of stuff I wish they would implement more. And if something is overhead, I mean, like I'm sure with Bumblebee, like something that bombastic and all that action happening, there has to be something above you. Just like just because of how we hear, because of binaural hearing.
I mean, the first scene when they're having that, which was amazing. It took me back to my childhood. They're fighting on Cybertron, like so cool, right? And the Autobots are down here, the Decepticons are up there, and they're firing down at us. Like, why is that not in the height channel? It's just on the ear level. But when I upmixed it into Oro, now it's up there. I'm like, whoa, it's like magic.
Well, I think so. In Shang-Chi, they had this scene where there's some dragons and people are shooting arrows. I'm like, all right, this is going to be, for sure, this has to be something happening, right? You're just shooting arrows up in the air. Come on. That's perfect opportunity, right? Make that happen, right? Nothing happened. So I'm like, I don't know. This is a new movie, Marvel movie, big production. What is going on? What is this?
It's got to be budget, right?
Yeah. It's got to be a budget.
I figure budget or time. Yeah, literally, because they may not have the time to devote 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, whatever.
Because they have deadlines that they've already set, right? They have deadlines they've already set. If they had production delays already, then that's going to squeeze
that's kind of at the end.
Date. Yeah. Yeah. It's an afterthought. Like I posted on your video, Joe. It's literally an afterthought because as much as like everything's getting Dolby Atmos, your cell phone, your laptop, it's just it's now getting to the point of like ubiquity, and people are just like, oh, it's got Dolby Atmos. Oh, okay, cool. What does that mean though? Like, if the content's not being, is not up to snuff, and then your equipment clearly doesn't, your laptop speakers in Atmos really aren't giving you that full effect. They've definitely cornered the market on all this stuff, and everybody knows, but majority of people know what that is. So it's just one of those things.
For me, I wouldn't care if the mixes were great. If they had great mixes, there'd be no need for me to use anything else. Right? If it just sounded like, man, this is this is so realistic, sounds amazing, no complaints.
Yeah. I mean, and then I was watching 300 again, and man, Atmos mix there is fantastic. But again, it's not a new movie, so they redid it for the 4K release. And I know people are going to be like, oh, well, there's too much film grain in the 4K. Yeah, there is. Sorry. Can't have it all. Have it all. It looks cool, but the Atmos mix is fantastic. I mean, those things are active, and they put in all kinds of little details in there. And I've been taking a couple of notes too, Joe.
Watch out.
While watching that movie again, and I was just like, oh man, if I'm sitting here for 2 hours listening to just the height channels, and taking notes, it's gonna be like 5-6 pages of notes, because it's pretty much active almost all the time, with creatively, and not like super fake. Like stuff's happened, like the one, like the leper dude who's like got this like torch, and he's like, he moves around. You kind of hear that like flame movement kind of up above a little bit. In the beginning, like the movie hasn't even started, just the like music at the very, when they have the Warner Brothers logo, and this big thunder comes, and it comes from the front height to the back rear. Like the thunder comes down, and like pretty awesome. So, it all depends. Again, it's an older movie, so they had the time to do all of that. So maybe that's the key.
just too saturated. I mean, going back to Gravity, it was literally the first home release of Dolby Atmos. So that's why they got to spend so much time, because it was a brand new thing. So they're like,
and they did it well.
What can we do?
And it's a space movie, so there could be stuff floating, flying all around you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.